Hi, this is Amber. I'm new here to YouTube and I'm trying to start making videos. And I'm sitting here on my lunch break as I work, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 type of job. I'm a parent, single parent, solo parent, the only parent in my child's life. And I'm at Dunkin' Donuts eating a egg and cheese on an English muffin and a green tea, sitting in my car and just thinking about how this society, the system, the structure of society really kind of disempowers people. We're rushed and crammed and we're driving through eating fast foods and sitting in our cars and not able to really be in touch with who we really are and actually what our true potential is in this world. And as becoming a parent, it really has made me think a lot about the future and think a lot about legacy. As trying to be a mom and a dad, I've tried to embody I try to be both things to my daughter, really like trying to be mom and dad. Like, what would a masculine man, or like what would a man provide for my daughter, and can I be that, and can I give her that? And is being an only parent, it's like I'm trying to be two people, and it's kind of impossible, and it's like a setup to fail. Right now, I don't know if that's an absolute truth or not, because I believe within each of us there's divine feminine and the divine masculine, and we can be balanced. And I also think that women have their strengths and men have their strengths, and I think if we were both aligned divinely and balanced, we would complement each other. But so many dysfunctional relationships exist because people are out of balance, and really the structure of society of what we're living in has really created that, and it's become the norm, and it's really debilitating. I guess this is kind of like a spiritual awakening I've had many spiritual awakenings, and it's like more will be revealed, like little at a time. Different things have come to my awareness, and I'm like, and at first it literally is debilitating because it's just too much to think about and process. And I've noticed a pattern in each like big truth that has come to light. I am totally hit with it, and I'm like in shock, and then I'm like angry about it, then I'm like depressed about it, and then I'm like kind of like accepting. And that's actually like stages of grief. I'm a licensed therapist and I have a lot of training in a lot of different areas, and technically that's what somebody would call that, the stages of grief, and then it's like a combination of mixed feelings and things like that. And so as I'm trying to work through all these things, I'm thinking like, wow, this system, this design that we're set up here in society is really set up for us to be disempowered and to lose our power, because we're putting all our power, our energy, our strength into like jobs that really could care less. If you break your arm, if your kid's sick, when things happen, it can really, the job can replace you. You're not really valuable to them, and it's not the people that you work with, it's just the system and the structure that has been created. And it's like the people above them and the people above them and the people above them, and it all trickles down to the majority of people who work and have to like literally like give up their authentic power to survive. And when we're in survival, we really can't tap into our power, we give it away. And the more we do that, the more enslaved we become. And I'm not here to create like a political debate in any way, but in a lot of ways we are in some sort of system that creates slaves to like debt, slaves of time. Oh my God, you got to be there on time, you can't be late, you got to hurry up, and like the more you're doing that, you can't even think straight, and then you give up all the things that are important to you. I mean, how many people are like falling apart physically, mentally, emotionally? And I think that the things that used to work for, say, my parents, in the 80s and the 90s when I was growing up as a kid, there was a lot of good there. There was a lot of money. I feel like it, at least maybe not for all people, like on a worldly spectrum outside the United States, outside of, I can speak from my experience growing up as a kid. We always had enough, and but our parents worked so hard, and they sacrificed a lot too. So they were kind of enslaved as well on survival. But I feel as time is going on, there's more pressure now. Like for our generation, everything's got to be reservations online. If you don't get it, then you're beat, and you can't even go to Disney World. You try to go to Disney World, which is a whole other topic, but you got to do everything online. And now they're making you pay. If you don't want to wait in line, you got to pay, and not just once but twice. And it's just these systems that are created to really to enslave people to their demands. And it's like, you're always feeling like taken advantage of. Like, you're given so much money that you work so hard for, and what are you getting out of the pie, really? And this, it's not right, it's not fair, and it's really not what we're created to do here on this earth. And I feel like now, as I'm trying to think about what am I going to pass down to my daughter, the old way of living has changed so much. Like what I grew up in isn't working today. There's so much technology, and time and pressure and degrees in education and in debt and, housing markets. Like everything is like crashing and collapsing. And it's good, I think, because the old needs to get swept away and the new needs to come in. And I really believe that I'm 42, and people that there's a certain generation that is like a hand to pull up, and I think, and to give to the elderly as well, like this middle generation of trying to be in both worlds, be in the old world, but also be open to the new world and learn. And that's a process, because you can't really pass something down that you don't know or that you haven't experienced. And there's just so much change going on, and things changing, and we're just adapting and learning and trying to do our best. But I really think we can't do our best until we know who we are within, and we try to get empowered. This system and society is made to take our power and to keep us numb, drinking, alcohol, cigarettes, the food that we consume, so much sugar. Sugar is it's like a drug. Give it to our kids, videos, technology, what are you consuming on your videos, on television, the news? Older people watch a lot of news, and they're just so consumed with fear. And what does fear do? It paralyzes you. It takes your power away from you. It makes you feel like you're stuck and you're trapped. And this isn't true. Within each of us is a spirit. And we're here to tap into that spirit. And we're here to help one another and love one another and create ways for one another. Not to be in competition and squash the other. We're really not created for that. I feel like once you cross over to that level, you're literally so detached from your soul of who you truly are that you're operating on a whole different system that is, I'd like to say, almost evil, because now you're exploiting others for your gain. And that's not what we're here to do. We're spiritual beings in a physical body, and I think the foundation of our spirit is love and kindness, and it needs to be spread human to human. And the more that technology comes in place, I walked into a store, there's no cash registers. We don't know if any people are working there. People can just steal. But the more that we're disconnected from humans, the more we forget. And it's created that way on purpose. They want you to forget who you are, so you can't find your power, and you can't change the bad things in this world. And I think it's part of my purpose to spread this message to people, that we all are divine beings, and we all have spirits within, and we're all here for a purpose and a reason. And part of it, for me, and I think for humans, is to spread it to each other, to create a better environment, society, create systems that work for people and don't exploit people and demolish people, to create love, kindness. we feel our best when we're helping other people. How many people just want to help other people? It's so true. At the core of who we are, we want to help. And as kids, right, how pure they are. They're so innocent. They love people. They accept everybody. That's our true essence. From 0 to 7, we're in a, there's evidence of this. Our brain waves are different at that time, where we're just absorbing our environment. And when we come out as divine beings, that's our natural state of being. And it's only through time, environment, people, all those things get programmed into us to create who we are in adulthood, the way we see things. But at the core of each one of us, we were a child at one point. And deep down, that's our true essence. That beauty that we see in childhood of kids, especially like ages 3, 4, 5, when they're so young and just, they're kind. I mean, they can be spoiled and bratty and all that. And that's survival mechanisms. But at the core of who they are, they're forgiving. They forgive you so fast, and they're so kind and caring, and they see things so different than adults. And then here we are as adults, and we're putting all these ideas in them of how the real world is, that they get away from who they truly are, and then they become kind of like unconscious people, just trying to survive, and there's competition and scarcity and fear, and those are tactics to disempower people to forget who we truly are. So I hope I helped somebody today. I want you to remember who you are, to become aware of how you're feeling, aware of how you're thinking. Go within. The more you go within, the more you heal within, the more you can give out to other people. I hope you have a great day today. Take care. Be blessed. Bye.